My YouTube channel coins, History Coins VC. Old coins 19 quarter $1,986, quarter $1,989, quarter $1,980, quarter $1,966, quarter $1,965, quarter $1,967 next top. It sounds like you're referring to a 1986 U.S. quarter dollar, but United States of Margot does not match any official U.S. coinage. If you meant a U.S. quarter from 1986, here's the full information. 1986 U.S. quarter dollar, Washington quarter. The 1986 U.S. quarter features a portrait of George Washington on the obverse front and an image of a drummer boy on the reverse back, if it is a bicentennial version, but the regular 1986 quarter has an eagle on the reverse. Obverse front, design. Portrait, George Washington, designed by John Flanagan. Inscriptions, Liberty at the top. In God We Trust on the left side. The year 1986 at the bottom. Reverse back design. Standard version, a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding arrows in an olive branch. Also designed by John Flanagan. Inscriptions, United States of America at the top. E pluribus unum below the eagle. Quarter dollar at the bottom. Bicentennial version. If you meant a 1776 to 1976 quarter, but founded in 1986. A drummer boy, designed by Jack L. H.R. A victory torch surrounded by 13 stars. Specifications. Composition, 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel clad. Weight, 5.67 grams. Edge reeded. Philadelphia P, no mint mark before 1980. P appears from 1980 onwards. Denver D, D mint mark. San Francisco S, proof coins only. Circulated 1986 quarters are worth face value, 25 cents. Uncirculated versions can be worth a few dollars. Proof coins, San Francisco Mint, can be more valuable, especially deep cameo versions. If there are mint errors, values vary. The 1989 United States quarter dollar is a part of the Washington Quarter series, which has been in circulation since 1932. Below is a detailed breakdown of its characteristics. General information. Country, United States of America. Denomination, 25 cents quarter dollar. Year of issue, 1989. Mint marks, Philadelphia P, Denver D, San Francisco S. Mintage, total coins produced. Philadelphia Mint, P 512,868,000. Denver Mint, D 896,535,597. San Francisco Mint, S. Proof 3,220,194. Physical characteristics. Composition, clad, copper nickel 91.67% copper, 8.33% nickel, Philadelphia and Denver. Silver proof, San Francisco S proof 90% silver, 10% copper, only in special proof sets. Weight, 5.67 grams. Diameter, 24.26 millimeters. Thickness, 1.75 millimeters. Edge reeded, grooved. Design details. Obverse front. Portrait, George Washington, first U.S. President. Designer, John Flanagan. Original design from 1932. Inscriptions. Liberty, above Washington's head. In God We Trust, to the left. The mint mark, P, D, or S, is located to the right of Washington's ponytail. The year 1989, below Washington's neck. Reverse back. Design, a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, holding a bundle of arrows in an olive branch. Designed by John Flanagan. Inscriptions, United States of America, top. E pluribus unum. Here's a detailed breakdown of the 1980 United States quarter dollar, Washington quarter, in terms of history, design, SPE. The Washington quarter was introduced in 1932 to commemorate the 200th birthday of George Washington. Initially, The coin was made of 90% silver, but due to rising silver prices, the U.S. Mint switched to a copper-nickel-clad composition in 1965. The 1980 Washington quarter was minted during a period when the U.S. economy was dealing with inflation, but it remained a commonly circulated coin. Features a left-facing bust of George Washington. Designed by John Flanagan in 1932. Inscriptions: Liberty, above Washington's E. The date 1980, below the portrait. A mint mark is present just behind Washington's ponytail, indicating the mint where it was struck. The eagle is clutching a bundle of arrows in its talons, symbolizing strength. United States of America, top. The 1980 Washington quarter was struck at 3 U.S. Mint facilities. 1980 was the first year that the Philadelphia Mint began adding the P mint mark to quarters. Proof coins from the San Francisco Mint, S mint mark, were made specifically for collectors and not intended for circulation. The value of a 1980 quarter depends on its condition and whether it has any errors. Face value: 25 cents, 25 cent. These coins are very common, so circulated examples rarely hold extra value. B. Uncirculated coins, mint state. MS 60 to MS 63, uncirculated $1 to $2. Coins with sharp details, strong luster, and no major marks fetch higher values. MS 67 and above are rare, as most quarters from 1980 were heavily circulated. 1980 S-proof quarters were struck with special polished dies for collectors. Deep cameo, DCM. Examples are worth some 1,980. The 1966 United States quarter dollar is part of the Washington Quarter Series, which was first issued in 1932. Here is a comprehensive breakdown of its details. 1. General information. Country, United States. Denomination, 25 cents quarter dollar. Year, 1966. Series, Washington quarter. Mint locations, no mint mark. All 1966 quarters were struck at the Philadelphia Mint. Mintage, 821,100,000 and 1,500. 2. Metal composition and weight. Composition, copper-nickel-clad, no silver. Core, copper. Outer layer, 75% copper, 25% nickel. Weight, 5.67 grams. Diameter, 24.3 millimeters. Edge reeded. 3. Obverse front design. Design, portrait of George Washington. Designer, John Flanagan. Inscriptions: Liberty, above Washington's head. In God We Trust, left of Washington's profile. 1966, year below. Design, a bald eagle with spread wings clutching arrows and olive branches. Designer, John Flanagan. Inscriptions: United States of America, top. E pluribus unum, under country name. Quarter dollar, bottom. 5. Key facts and value. 1966 quarters do not contain silver. They were made from copper-nickel clad. Not considered rare. Over 821 million were made. No mint marks. All were struck in Philadelphia. Special mint set SMS quarters. Some were struck with sharper strike and smooth, satin-like finish. These are worth more. 6. Coin value as of 2024. Circulated condition. Face value, 25 cents, up to $1.50. Uncirculated condition, $3 to $20. Special mint set SMS quarter, $5 to $50 plus. Rare mint errors. Double die, $50 to $500. The 1965 U.S. quarter dollar is a significant coin in American numismatic history due to a major transition in coinage composition. Here's a detailed overview. Country, United States of America. Denomination, quarter dollar, 25 cents. Year of issue, 1965. The 1965 Washington quarter was the first year the U.S. Mint transitioned from 90% silver to a clad composition due to the rising cost of silver. This change was mandated by the Coinage Act of 1965, signed into law by President Lyndon B. Johnson. Specifications: composition, copper-nickel clad, Outer layers of 75% copper and 25% nickel bonded to a pure copper core. Weight, 5.67 grams. Diameter, 24.3 millimeters. Edge reeded. Designer, John Flanagan. Obverse design. Features a left-facing portrait of George Washington, based on a 1786 bust by Jean-Antoine Houdon. Reverse design. Depict a heraldic eagle with outstretched wings, clutching a bundle of arrows and an olive branch below. Errors and varieties. Some notable errors and varieties of the 1965 quarter include 1965 silver quarter, a rare transitional error where a few quarters were accidentally struck on 90% silver planchets instead of clad. These can be worth thousands of dollars if authenticated. Double die obverse/reverse. Some coins show doubling on the date, lettering, or eagle's feathers. Broad struck quarters. Coin struck without the collar die, resulting in a wider, flatter shape. Value and collectability. Common circulated 1965 quarters, typically worth face value 25 cents to about $1 to $2 in uncirculated condition. Mint state MS coins. MS 65 or better can sell for $25 to $100 plus. 1965 silver quarter. If confirmed as struck on a silver planchet, it can be worth $5,000 to $10,000 plus. How to identify a 1965 silver quarter. Weight test. Silver quarters weigh 6.25 grams, while clad ones weigh 5.67 grams. Edge test. Clad quarters have a visible. The 1967 United States quarter dollar is a coin from the Washington Quarter Series. Below is a detailed breakdown of its history, composition, value, and other important information. General information. Denomination, quarter dollar, 25 cents. Country, United States of America. Series, Washington Quarter. Year, 1967. Mintage, 1,524,031,848, over 1.5 billion. Mint marks, none. No mint marks were used in 1967 due to the Coinage Act of 1965. Design details. Obverse front. Features a left-facing portrait of George Washington. Designer, John Flanagan. Inscription, Liberty, above Washington's head. In God We Trust, left side. In the year 1967, below the portrait. Reverse, back. Depicts an American bald eagle holding a bundle of arrows with olive branches below. Inscription, United States of America, above the eagle. E pluribus unum, below the country name. And quarter dollar, bottom. Composition and specifications. Metal content. Copper nickel clad, 75% copper, 25% nickel over a pure copper core. Weight, 5.67 grams. Diameter, 24.3 millimeters. Thickness, 1.75 millimeters. Edge, reeded with grooves. Historical context. The 1967 Washington Quarter was issued during a period when the U.S. government had stopped minting silver quarters after 1964 due to silver shortages and rising metal costs. Between 1965 and 1967, no mint marks were used to discourage hoarding. It was part of the transition from 90% silver quarters pre-1965 to copper nickel clad coins. The 1967 quarter dollar is not a rare coin, as it was minted in large numbers. However, its value depends on its condition. Circulated coins, common condition. Face value, 25 cents. Typically worth 25 cents to $1, depending on where. Uncirculated coins, mint condition. MS-60, MS-65, $2 to $10. MS-66, $25 plus. MS-67, $300 to $1,000 plus, very rare. Special varieties and errors. Some rare error coins can be valuable. Double die errors, obverse or reverse, $50 to $500 plus. Off-center strikes, $50 to $300 plus. Clip planchets, $20 to $200 plus. Silver versus clad confusion. 1967 quarters contain NO silver. They are made of copper nickel. If you come across a 1967 quarter that seems silver-colored, it could be a special error, wrong planchet, or a plated coin. The 1967 Washington quarter is a common but historic coin. While most are only worth their face value, high-grade uncirculated versions and rare error coins can be valuable to collectors. If you think you have a rare variety, it might be worth getting it professionally graded.